All right,
Second.
fantastic. And we are officially live and broadcasting. So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off today with just sharing my screen briefly, just to give a quick welcome and overview while we are all trickling in today. So first off, as you can imagine, welcome. This is the Pennsylvania Virtual College Exploration for all Pennsylvania students, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling and StriveScan. Thanks for joining. Very quick housekeeping before we get started. Please feel free to use the Q&A button to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you today. And this is one of our many different sessions happening. We would love to see you back. Please feel free to check out the full schedule at pacac.org. And this presentation is being recorded, and it will be available within about a week at that same website, pacac.org. And with that, it is my pleasure to go ahead and turn this over to our presenters.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just give me a second while I share my screen. So welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We are Wilson College, and we will provide a general overview about our institution, academics, financial aid, the admissions process. My name is Emily, and I am one of the admissions counselors here at Wilson. I will pass it over to my co-worker. She'll go ahead and introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Horn. I'm also an admissions counselor here at Wilson. We're really excited to have you here today, and we just want to thank you for joining our presentation.
All right, I'll get us started then. So, Wilson College, looking here, this encompasses, this photo, our campus. We are located on 300 acres, and what you see encompasses our academic quad over here, residential housing, our Equestrian Center, and Fulton Farm. So as you can see, everything is really close together. You're not traveling as far. But this is just a general nice overview so you can see the acreage and how our campus is laid out for students who live on campus as well as those who come to visit. So academics. Wilson, we were founded in 1869. We are a small private coeducational institution located in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. We have roughly 37 academic programs. We have added a few additional programs, but our top 5 do include veterinary nursing, animal studies, equine facilitated therapeutics, business, nursing, and then our new mentions include sports management, criminology, and finance. At Wilson, average class size here is 15. Student faculty ratio is 12:1. You know your faculty knows you, the small personalization here that you connect not only with your classmates, but with your faculty. It's a great working environment to have that collaboration. And within our academic programs, you're gonna have that hands-on, that involvement, whether it be through an internship, student research, your clinical hours, or practicum. We will get you that hands-on activity and involvement that you'll utilize in your chosen major that will then in turn help you go out into your workforce. So at Wilson, we do have a variety of educational partners. With some of our majors, we have some accelerated programs. As you can see, looking at Jefferson, as well as Widener University. With Widener, we have a 3-3 agreement with them when it comes to pre-law. Jefferson, it is a accelerated program for athletic training, and that is a 3-2 program. So 3 years at Wilson, 2 years at Jefferson. Other partners include the Smithsonian School of Conservation. And what that is, it's kind of like a study abroad opportunity where students are able to apply and actually spend a semester down at the Smithsonian working on research. And that occurs towards the end, like junior, senior year students that can apply for that opportunity. We also have agreements with local community colleges for students that are interested in going to a community college for a couple years and then transferring in with these articulation agreements. We also have working relationships with WellSpan Health and Keystone for our nursing students within the community. Another one is our New York Chiropractic College for those who are interested in pursuing chiropractic. So those that are specifically local in the Chambersburg community, we do offer dual enrollment opportunities. So students at any of these schools that are listed here have the opportunity to come to Wilson, take credits at a discounted price. But it's great involvement because it does allow you to get that firsthand experience and apply yourself in the classroom, get a taste of college while you're still in high school, and earn credit. Student success and resources. So what is available for our students here at Wilson? So there's a variety of offerings that we have, including our Academic Success Center, which is located in our library, and they offer services that include specific subject-based tutoring, a writing lab, supplemental instruction, as well as accommodations, reading skill instruction, what have you. All of that is at no cost for our students, and we do have a wonderful support staff that is here to help our students with any of those accommodations or services that they are wishing to pursue. Our career development is located within our student development wing, and Linda Beckman is in charge. She oversees internships, like mock interview, a lot of those that fall underneath career development, but she'll help you look for an internship, fill out the paperwork required, and it's a great resource here for our students to utilize, especially when it comes that time to get that job shadowing within the specific major. We also have within our student development wing our nurse counseling services. So again, all of these offerings and resources we have for our students are at no cost. So especially now, this time of year, it's flu shot season, you'd be able to go in and get your flu shot with the school nurse. Within there, campus safety is right out front. So security 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They do runs, so you'll see them, they do escorts. You will see them as they're walking amongst campus. So residence life. Wilson does guarantee housing all 4 years you're here at the institution. There are several different housing options to choose from. There's an open double, divided double, quad suite or triple. You get to choose between a single gender, co-ed. This is all you're able to fill out on a housing survey, okay? You can come in, choose a roommate based off of that, or you have the option to come in with a roommate of your own choosing, as long as it's a mutual selection. So with the pictures that you see there, they are, one is an open, one is the divided double, and they consist of hall bathrooms, laundries located on that floor, at no cost to you as well. All you have to do is bring your own Tide Pods to utilize. So one thing you'll notice, actually, if you look at the slide where it says pet friendly, Wilson is a pet friendly institution. So there are some rules that go along with it, but there is an opportunity, if interested, you can bring a pet with you to campus. Our dining hall is located in Lenfest Commons, and we do continuous dining from 7A to 7P. And we do cater to different dietary restrictions. So vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free. Our students do have their favorite selections when the time comes. There's like made to order, like macaroni bar, pasta bar, stir fry, what have you. lot of options for our students to choose from. And there's the selection to take your own to-go box, grab a to-go box, and run in, grab your meal, and leave as well. So we will head on over to athletics then.
All right, and I'll go ahead and take over. Thank you, Emily. Now, I did not mention this at the beginning of the presentation, but I actually graduated from Wilson in 2018. And one of the biggest reasons why I came to Wilson was for our athletics. So I was recruited for the softball team, and I got to play all 4 years while I was a student. The best part about being an athlete here at Wilson is that, as you guys can see, we're Division III, so all of our teams are walk-on. You don't have to try out for a team. So if this is, this is a time where you can take the opportunity to try a new sport if you've never done it. I played basketball my freshman year too. I was really bad at it, but it was really fun. So, if you want to try something, you can see that we have all of these sports here that we offer. But if you don't want to compete, and that's at this level, we also have intercollegiate sports and intramural sports here on campus that our new lacrosse coach is in charge of. So they've done beach volleyball. They've had bowling tournaments because we actually have a bowling alley in our field house. So different things like that. We offer a lot of different opportunities for our students to get involved with athletics and, get active on the campus, even if they don't want to participate in sports. Now, if you don't want to be an athlete, you can definitely still come to the games and cheer our teams on. We're in the Colonial States Athletic Conference, so most of our games are within a 3-hour radius. So if students want to come cheer on the teams, they definitely can. When our teams make it to playoffs and things like that, we have spirit buses that'll take our students to go cheer on the teams. Last year, before COVID, we had 2 of our teams go to the NCAA tournament. So we had like a huge watch party in our dining hall, and teams were there, all the students were there to support the teams. It was our field hockey and our softball team. So that was a pretty cool experience to see, and it's just a really neat opportunity to create camaraderie and build community. So if you want to join a team, definitely do it. Now, moving on to campus life in the local area, like Emily said, we sit on 300 acres, so everything is pretty close-knit on campus, which is really nice. We have over 30 clubs and organizations, so there are clubs within your major that you can join, or there are just fun clubs that you can join. Another cool thing about being in a small institution is that if there's a club that you want that isn't here, we can add it. So one club that I know that was added recently is our Gamers Club. I remember my senior year, it was like on a Tuesday night, some people would play Dungeons and Dragons, and they'd have their little wizard hats and they'd run around, just geeking out about it. And just 2 years later, now they have their own gaming closet. They have their virtual reality set goggles where they can play, the virtual reality games. They have Xboxes, Wiis, they have all these different things that in 2 years, this club has just done a complete 180, and they have so much traction. So it's really cool to come back and see like how these clubs stick. And like I said, we're small, so if that's something that you want, the faculty will help you create that. And I think that was really impactful for me as a student here. Now, WCGA and CAB, that is our student government and our our campus activities board. So student government is really good if you want a leadership opportunity. That is something you can apply for after your freshman year. And then CAB, they are in charge of bringing different activities to our campus. So they brought live bands, hypnotists, magicians. My freshman year, I got hypnotized and I danced with a broom. So that was fun. Lots of fun things that they do on the campus, and they bring events to campus. They're also in charge of a few of our traditions. So I'll tell you guys a few things that we do. One big tradition that students really love is our Thanksgiving dinner. That happens the Thursday before Thanksgiving. It's you and 7 of your friends, and you get your own table with all the work. So you get your own turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, ham, corn, everything that you can think of that would have on a Thanksgiving plate. And my stomach's getting hungry thinking about it. So a lot of students look forward to that. And the best part about it is that your professors are serving you the food. So, a lot of students, they giggle at that. If you have that one math professor that just gets under your skin a little bit, they'll give you a pumpkin pie for dessert. So that's great. So that's one of the great, traditions that we have on campus, and something that CAB does. We also have community service options available. Our chaplain here works closely with the local area. So if you want to do some community service in the Chambersburg area, that is an option. Downtown is only a mile away from us, so a lot of students walk to that area to do things, or we can find you community service somewhere else in the area. We also do the Habitat for Humanity every year, so that's something that you could join in on as well. I know one year they went to North Carolina. They've gone a bunch of different places, so that's also an opportunity to get some traveling in and see some sights and stuff like that. Now, like I said, the downtown area is a mile away, so a lot of students like to walk down there and explore the different shops and things like that. There are ethnic restaurants, there are thrift stores, different things like that. So a lot of students go down there, they'll just walk, enjoy the sights. The community also has different events that they offer us. So Apple Fest just passed. That was a big event where they just had a bunch of vendors come downtown, and there's food trucks and things like that. There was a food truck festival, I think, last week. I actually missed that, unfortunately. And then there are a few other things that they do, like the Ice Fest and the Hot Cocoa Crawl, which is free hot chocolate. A lot of students like that. So we're definitely welcomed in the community and the local area. We have people from the local area on our campus because we are an open campus. So you might see people walking their dogs around campus. But they know that we're here, and it's really great to be a part of the community and have that awesome working relationship with them. Now, we also take trips to New York, DC, Baltimore. DC and Baltimore are about an hour and a half away from us, and New York is about a 3-hour drive. So we try to take our students out those ways so that way they can explore a little bit as well. And study abroad opportunities are also available. Right now, because of COVID, obviously things are a little pushed back, but once things lighten up, we'll have opportunities for our students. I studied abroad my senior year. I went on a medical missions trip that they do biannually to the Dominican Republic. That was pretty cool. It was for Spanish students, nursing students, and exercise science students. So for me, it was an opportunity to go into a culture and be immersed in the language and have to speak that language and practice what I'm doing. So, depending on what your end goal is for your career, that might be something you want to do, whether you study abroad in Mexico or Costa Rica or, Korea. We have a number of opportunities for our students. Now I'll just talk a little bit about affordability. Our college, we know college is an investment, and we want to make sure that the next 4 years that or whatever school you go to, that you're getting the best bang for your buck. This is important that you pick the right institution for you for the next 4 years, because this is where you're going to spend your time. You're going to grow as a person, and you're going to experience a lot of different things. So we want to make sure that we give you a big return on that investment. So we do have financial aid available for virtually all of our students. Last year, I believe we awarded over $2 million in aid. So that is definitely there for our students. And 99% of our current students do receive some financial aid. So it's definitely something that we are prepared to give you and work with you for. And definitely consider your total financial aid package, not the sticker price. Because, once you get grants and scholarships and things like that, the cost of tuition is going to go down. Now you guys can see that our tuition is here, tuition, room and board and everything for the school year. It hits at about $37,800 per semester. You're looking at about $18,000. So these are the hard numbers. We have raised our tuition slightly over the past few years, but I believe since I was a student, it's really only gone up like $1,000, which I think that's pretty awesome. A lot of schools have had to jump their tuition up because of the current situations and things like that. And we're lucky that we're able to keep our tuition at, a lower rate for our students. So you guys can see the hard numbers here, and we'll go on to the next slide then. Now, financial aid, if you guys don't know what it is, basically it is assistance for your education, federal assistance. So you can get aid from the federal, state, or you can get federal or state aid from the government, or you can get aid from your institution or private sources. So we do offer merit scholarships here. There are also affiliation scholarships that you can apply for. And then for need-based aid, there's scholarships and grants, loans, and then you can do campus employment. When you go to fill out your FAFSA, There is a section where you can check that you want something called work study. Work study basically allows you to work on campus and receive, I believe it's $1,000, up to $1,000 each semester, and you can pocket that money or you can put it towards your bill. Students here at Wilson, a lot of them choose to pocket that money so that way they can, buy groceries and things like that throughout the school year. But it's completely up to you how you want to do it. There are work study positions all over campus here. I don't think I've ever seen anybody without a work study position that was, awarded work study. So there's work on campus here for you if you do get awarded that on your FAFSA. Another nice thing about this campus is that if you don't have work study, there are also positions on campus that will hire you without needing that. So we actually here in the admissions office, we have tour guides that we hire. In the library, the Starbucks there, they have student workers there, and you don't have to have, work study on your FAFSA for that. And then our physical plant, they have a number of positions as well that students can work at if you do want some employment while you're at school and you don't have that on your FAFSA. So. Now, these are the merit scholarships that we offer you at your time of acceptance. Now, these are based on your unweighted GPA at the time of acceptance, so keep that in mind. The scholarship is renewable all 4 years for our students, and we do encourage our students, if you're like in between tiers, there's this 3.39 to the 4 or 3.4 tier. So say you're at that 3.39 and you think you're going to get to that 3.34 before, the school year ends. Let us know that, because we'll hold off processing your application so that way we can get you as much money as possible. Our goal is to reward our students for working hard in their academics, and this academic scholarship is the best way that we can do that. So if you're working hard and we know that you're working hard, we'll wait to help you, get that GPA up and get more money for you. I got the Dean Scholarship all 4 years as a student. So again, it's definitely doable, and it's definitely easy to maintain once you get here. If you're maintaining this GPA now in high school, when you get to college, you'll be able to maintain that same rigor. So. Now, another program that we offer, we were the first institution in the nation to offer this program. Several others have followed us since then, but this is our student loan buyback program. So upon your graduation from Wilson, we'll buy back up to $10,000 of your student loan debt. There are a few stipulations. One, you have to be a first-time college student. Two, you have to be involved on the campus, whether that's, playing a sport or being involved in a club, community service, things like that. And three, you take 2 financial literacy courses. One will be offered to you your freshman year in your first year seminar class, and the other one will be offered to you your senior year once they see that you're eligible for the buyback program. So eligibility starts at a 3.5 cumulative GPA at the time of graduation. So a 3.5 to a 3.69 will buy back $5,000. A 3.7 to a 3.89 will buy back $7,500, and then that 3.9 to the 4.0 we buy back the full $10,000. I don't have numbers for the class of 2020, but for the class of 2019, I know we had about 4 students graduate with a $10,000 buyback and a handful of students in the other 2 tiers. Again, I graduated with the $5,000 one, so it is definitely doable to get, that merit scholarship all 4 years and then get some money off at the end. I'm paying back my student loans now, and if you can help yourself, definitely do it. Again, we want to reward you for focusing in on your schoolwork and making sure that you're getting those good grades, and this is a perfect way for us to do that for our students and show them, hey, we know that you're working hard. Here, let us help you a little bit on the back end of things. Now, this is just our financial aid checklist. A few things that you want to remember. If you are a senior this year, the FAFSA did open up on October 1st for you. So you want to apply for a FAFSA ID and a password, and then complete that for the 2021 year. If you plan on entering in the spring of 2021, use your 2018 income. If you're coming in for fall of 2020, fall of 2021, use the 2019 income. And then you can see our FAFSA code is there. And if you have any home state grant applications, definitely complete those. Another big thing that I like to let my students know, when you're filling out the FAFSA, one, you can only put 10 schools in there. If you put an 11th in there, it'll kick it out and it won't tell you which one. And two, when you figure out what school you like, if you go to fill out your FAFSA and you know for sure, this is the school that I want to go to, I know where I want to go, put that at the top of your list, because that's the only way that FAFSA will give you grant information for that school. So keep that in mind as well. Now, there are two ways that you can apply to Wilson. The first way is going to be the Common Application. The Common App is good if you are applying to multiple schools. It makes it a little bit easier. You can go in and just click all your schools, put all of your information in once, and then send it all off. So if you're applying to a few schools, definitely check out the Common Application. But if not, you can go to wilson.edu/apply and apply via our application as well. Once we receive your applications, the only other official thing that we need right now are your official high school transcripts, unless you're a nursing student. So if you're a nursing student, we do require your SAT scores or ACT scores, but if you're not nursing right now, the only thing we need is your official high school transcript. Once we get that, it usually takes us about a week and a half turnaround to get our applications reviewed and get your information sent out to you and get your process, and we'll get you a decision. So the application did open up on August 1st for our students, and we are rolling admissions, so there's no hard deadline for that due date, but the national decision day for seniors is May 1st. So we do encourage our students to, have an idea of where they want to go by then. It kind of makes the rest of senior year a little bit easier for you if you know where you're going to go by May 1st. So that is that, and we have all of our contact information here. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Email is wonderful. I'm always on my phone. I'm a millennial, so I'll respond quickly. Now we're going to open up the floor to any questions. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to shoot them in the Q&A box, and we'll go ahead and get those answered for you.
I know I mentioned it earlier, so I figured I would circle back to it about one thing that makes us unique here. And that would definitely be with our pet policy. So we are a pet-friendly institution, and the largest animal you can bring to campus is a horse. We do provide boarding, so that is an option for students who are interested. But when it comes to the dorm, the residential halls itself, it's a chinchilla or smaller. No more than 2 pets. There is a pet fee. It's $50 per pet, but they have to be contained in a 10-gallon terrarium or a 2x2x2 container. Cats and dogs, however, do have to be therapy or service, and the paperwork must be provided and delivered to the Academic Success Center, which again is located in the library.
And let's see. So Emily, I'll actually let you answer this question. It says, I'm in the class of 2022. Would you suggest dual enrollment if you have it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a great opportunity looking at dual enrollment because it allows you to look at classes that you can take, get that opportunity to get invested in the courses, especially at a lower cost, and kind of get that sampling that will help you then as you transition into college. So there's a variety of different courses you can look at, what you might be interested in. So anywhere from, I oversee our dual enrollment program here at Wilson. So I work with students registering mostly college writing, a history course, psychology, sociology, your general education courses mostly. Okay. So at least looking at those classes that for dual enrollment purposes, they are most likely to transfer, but it's a great experience because you are a high school student, but you also get that opportunity to be a college student and sample and see what awaits you then as you transition.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, because a lot of students get confused, should I take AP or should I take dual enrollment? It definitely depends on you as a student, but I personally, from my experience, I would recommend students taking dual enrollment because you get a little bit more out of it. If you pass the class, you get a C or better, you're getting that college credit. Versus for your AP courses, you may pass the class, but you take the AP exam and you get a 3 on it, you're not getting that credit. So, definitely consider that when you're looking at courses and things like that. If you do take AP courses and you get that AP exam, we will accept a 4 or a 5 for credit. So keep that in mind. Most institutions only take a 5, but we'll take a 4 as well.
And those who are looking at us for schooling and you're interested in dual enrollment, you can always reach out to one of the counselors. We can discuss with the registrar's office or an academic advisor to see the classes you're interested in, to see if they line up with transferring in as well. So we'll give you that notice ahead of time as well. So you're able to see like, okay, what classes will definitely transfer in to Wilson.
Do we have any? Oh, okay. Okay, we have a question that says, I was wondering if you could explain a little bit more about your equine classes. I was looking into becoming an equine massage therapist. So do you recommend a certain academic program? Thank you. We can tag team this one a little bit.
We can.
Because one thing that's really awesome about Wilson is that you can really create your degree to be what you want it to be. Now, we do have a specific equine facilitated therapeutics degree that you can do that will literally get you through that path that you're interested in. But say you want to, learn how to manage a barn too. We can add that on to your degree as well. Say you want to get a minor in sociology, we can throw that in there too. So, one thing that's really nice is that you get to create your degree to make it what you want to be. So that's definitely doable for that, for what you want to do. We can definitely get you that.
Yeah, and that another opportunity would be to come visit us too. We could show you our Equestrian Center on campus as well. With the equine majors that we offer, it's equine studies. So as Ashley had pointed out, there is that business as well as teaching component that fall in line within that specific field too. But then talking with Ann O'Shalley, who is one of the faculty members and head of the department of our equine studies, she would be a great resource for you too, to kind of shape and mold what you would like to go into. And then also the possibility later on of having that practicum of doing, an internship as well, and getting out there to get that hands-on experience too. But within the equestrian, you will be required to take equitation courses too. So you'll spend a lot of time up at the Equestrian Center working hands-on with our school horses.
Do we have any other questions? You guys are asking some great questions.
Well, I'll throw this out. First-year students are allowed to bring cars on campus. So that's another bonus too. And it's about $165 for the year for our residential students and about $75 for the year for our commuter students. And we split that bill into two, so you're not paying for it up front in one lump sum.
And if you don't bring a car to campus, I think it was on one of the slides, but I don't think I mentioned it actually. We do have shuttles that will take our students to the local area, the local shopping area. Every Friday it goes out, but every other Friday it goes to a different location. So about half a mile down the road, there's like a Giant, Target, Chick-fil-A, little food areas, Mod Pizza, Red Robin, all the good stuff. So students can go there on one Friday, and then on the opposite Friday, it'll actually take our students to the Hagerstown outlet. So I believe that's free for students. So, even if you have your own car, hop on the shuttle and save some gas money, and go get your groceries. But if you don't, that's there for you as well. Next question that we just got is, does the tuition include dorm rooms? I live about an hour away. So if tuition does not include dorm rooms, so tuition itself was about 25,200, I believe.
Yep.
A double room itself it's about 11, or no, it's about 12 this year. It's about 12,000 this year for room. Now, depending on how far away you live, we actually do have, you can commute. I believe it's a 50-mile radius. It's either 50 or 60 miles. They just changed it last year. So if you live within that radius, you can actually commute if you want to. So that might be an option for you if you're an hour away. I don't know if that's something you want to do, but just throwing that out there. But we do, I believe Emily said that as well. We have housing for you all 4 years while you're here as a student. So if you don't want to commute and you want to live on campus all 4 years, you can. Students are able to move off campus after their sophomore year, and some of them do, but a lot of them stay on. So it just depends on what you want to do. But we have somewhere for you to live all 4 years though.
And if you did decide to be a commuter, we do have commuter rooms on campus. So in the library, there's a full fridge, appliances you can utilize, lockers. So you would just have to ask a librarian and you would be able to get a locker for your stay here if you decided that option. There's also space in our student center, which is located in Lenfest. As Ashley mentioned earlier, with like all of the games, like Xbox,
there's a Wii down there.
Thank you. That's the word.
Yeah.
I was blanking on the consoles there for a second, but there's a full fridge, microwave, again, another study space for you kind of relax in between your classes.
And I see you said you live around 90 miles. So yeah, you'd have to live on campus. You'd come live on campus with us. So nice.
One other thing that I really like that we do here at Wilson is we have our own personal librarian program. And what that is coming in as a first-year student, you're actually paired with your own librarian who stays with you throughout your whole duration as an undergraduate student. But not only that, if you do decide to come back for one of the 9 master's programs that we offer, they will continue to stay with you even then as well. So it's nice to have a familiar face, especially when it comes to researching and looking up resources, that you have a go-to person that can help you request that information.
And speaking of the library, since we're in the building thinking of it, I know earlier Emily also talked about our Academic Success Center and the writing lab. That was definitely one of my favorite tools as a student, the writing lab, because you can write a whole essay, submit it to them, and then go off to class, go off to practice, take a nap, go to the dining hall, whatever, come back and they'll edit the whole essay for you. That's a free service, like Emily said, for students, and I loved it. I utilized it a lot because I struggled writing for history classes. So writing for an English class and writing for a history class is completely different, and I found that out very quickly. So I utilize the writing lab. The same thing with the subject tutoring. The tutors are peer tutors, so they're actually picked by professors. They've taken the courses before and they've excelled in it. And the professor picks them and says, hey, I think that the student can go back and regurgitate everything that I just taught you and say it in a different way that you might understand it. And that's the beauty of peer tutoring. Sometimes the professor might say something one way and you hear a peer say it and it makes sense completely in a completely different way. So the tutoring is definitely useful as well. And we have tutors from Spanish 101 to our anatomy and physiology class. So whatever you need a tutor in, we'll be able to provide one for you.
And again, since we're in the library, for our audience that love coffee, we actually have Starbucks coffee on campus. So in between classes, you can stop in, get a Frappuccino, whatever, and then be on your merry way. There's other items that students are able to grab too, anywhere from, I believe, like pastries, salads, wraps as well. So again, conveniently located.
In the library for your studying pleasure. Do we have any other questions?
Oh, we got one. So what was it like or how do you balance being a student athlete and your coursework? Ashley, since you were a student athlete, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, that's a really good one. So for me, again, the Academic Success Center was like a heaven sent for me. Another cool thing that they have is supplemental instruction. So as a softball player, we played double headers. So sometimes I would miss some of my night classes. Like I said, I was a business major. So we have a lot of night classes in that degree. And, double headers would start at maybe like 3 or 4, and I probably wouldn't finish a game until like 7:30, maybe 8 if we're lucky. So by the time that's done, sometimes you miss class. If for some reason I missed like a test or something in class, I was able to work with the Academic Success Center and my professor to see when I could actually go in and make up that work. So that was something that was really crucial for me as a student athlete. Another cool thing that you will incorporate into your, you'll be forced to incorporate into your life is being able to study. Freshmen are required to do 5 study hours each week their first semester here. So that definitely will help you, zone in and figure out your time management and what times are best for you to study, what times are best for you to get homework done, things like that. When I was a student here, we had to do 10 hours a week. So they cut it in half. I wish they still made you guys do 10 because I honestly felt like that put me ahead of the game to be able to say, okay, there are 10 hours this week that I definitely have to sit down and just focus on work. I have to go to this designated area and I have to study. And, it definitely helps you the rest of your time because you know when you need to study, you know how long it's going to take you to get your work done, you know how long it's going to take you to read a chapter or something like that. So that definitely helped me out a lot as well. And then another thing that we have is our liaison for the student athletes and the academics. Her name is Lynn Newman. She's head of our education department. So she actually is there for the student athletes, if there ever becomes like a struggle between I'm having trouble completing my work and getting to practice and all of that, Lynn will step in and work with our students and kind of help them level their plate out a little bit, I should say. If they're ever having like issues with missing class for, a game or anything like that, which rarely happens, Lynn would step in for that as well. And then I'm trying to think what else. Recently, we did just get a new athletic director this past year. Her name is Tina, but our previous athletic director, her name is Lori Fry. She actually taught within the college and she still teaches here at the college. There are a few faculty, or I should say coaches, that are also faculty that teach as well. So, there's a lot of support all the way around if you're a student athlete because you have coaches that are teaching these courses and they kind of understand what the workload is like because they're giving you the work. So that's nice to have. But also, for example, if you play field hockey, our field hockey coach teaches a lot of the coaching courses here on campus. Say you're sick or something, she knows who you are as a student and say you miss class because you're sick. She knows who you are as a student and she knows who you are as her player. So instead of maybe being upset, like, hey, why are you not here? She's going to email you like, hey, are you okay? Is everything all right? The professors here really care about you and they really give you that one-on-one attention. They're going to notice if you're not here, but they're also going to make sure that you're okay. So that's definitely another benefit of being a student athlete and just being at a small campus. You're not just a number. Your voice matters, your opinion matters. Making sure that you're good matters to the professors here. So that was a pretty long answer. We have about 2 minutes left. Does anybody else have any other questions or anything? Oh, we got one. So regarding the equine program, do you have a riding team or any competitive riding? And I'll let you answer that one in.
There are 5. There are 5 riding opportunities. So there's hunt seat, dressage, drill, western, and benting. It is hunt seat, and I'm blanking. Ashley, what's the second one that competes?
Hunt seat and is it western?
Oh, I thought it was dressage.
It is dressage. It's okay. Dressage. It's dressage.
So it's hunt seat and dressage. You will audition to be on the team. But other than that, like once you get on, you're on the team. And then we will travel. We've competed against schools like Dickinson. Oh my gosh, what are the other schools? But yeah, so we do travel for those that do compete. And I believe we actually just entered a new division for one as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
And that's what I can't remember the name of it at this moment. But yeah, so you will have the opportunity. And then the other riding to be involved with, we also have the Equine Facilitated Therapeutics Club for involvement too. So there's a lot of opportunities for that engagement. And speaking up at the Equestrian Center itself, there's student lounges in each of the
the barns
we have up there. So, you're definitely around the people, your people who really enjoy and have a passion for horses.
All right, are you all ready for me to come ahead and ruin your fantastic conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, that was amazing. So just to echo your slide, of course, thank you for joining us. I'm gonna just wrap us up quickly, and hey, look, also thank you for joining. So really appreciate, the time from our panelists as well as our participants today. So students, when you close your window, there's a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we do really appreciate any feedback that you can provide. As I said at the beginning, this is one of our many sessions. We'd love to see you back. Please check out the full schedule at pacac.org. And in just about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recordings, as well as all of our other session recordings, same website, pacac.org. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.